Hello, I'm Rob Neely, owner of wordsbydelphian.com. You can see the address at the bottom of your screen. I'm a contract college professor at Seneca College. I've been there for, yes, over 25 years, actually. So I must like what I'm doing up there. I'm a former virtual assistant as well, although I don't have a current practice. And on a couple of personal notes, I'm a native Torontonian, and I'm a huge animal lover, especially cats. I've recently written on my blog an article on what I call a three-plank approach to computer maintenance and security. For those of you that want the detailed view, please have a look at the blog and you can read all through it, and even some step-by-step instructions are there for you. The article and this video, however, aren't really enough to fully protect you, and I don't actually know what is anymore in view of the recent ransomware scare that was going around the world. In any event, these are good components to get you started. So my three-plank approach, as I call it, has to do with computer maintenance, Windows updates, and computer security. So I want to talk about all of them briefly, but again, you can have a look at the article if you need more detail. Let's start with maintenance and security because in a way they're both located in the same place in Windows. So computer maintenance includes all sorts of things. Defragmentation of your drive because your drive gets a bit fragmented as you continually use it. Compression of certain files, cleaning up of other files, checking for any issues with drivers and so on. There's a whole slew of things it does. Windows 8, 8.1, and 10 generally take care of these things automatically in the background. In fact, they are on by default. Your computer is supposed to be idle when these things take place, meaning it won't disturb you when you're working. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the screen and take you on a little bit of a tour of it, and certainly you can investigate it on your own. I'm going to press the Start button and start to type in security and maintenance. And you can see the choice that's come up, and I'm going to go ahead and click that. So there are several things you can notice about the screen, but I want to point to three of them specifically today. One, it's telling me that there are no recent issues detected by security or maintenance. Two, I can look for myself at the settings or what's been going on in security or maintenance. So let's start by looking at security. The screen expands and you can see the way it's broken down. The first three items I think are the most important, although all items count. I have a firewall that protects me, sort of standing in the way of me and the internet and the bad guys on the internet. I have virus protection and I have internet security protection. So the last two help me in various ways, not just when I'm surfing. For instance, if I'm streaming audio or video, or perhaps downloading songs, or even in an email, if I'm clicking on an attachment, the virus protection and internet security are supposed to kick in and try and keep out the bad stuff. So it's a sort of two-stage approach. They both work simultaneously and they're both always active, and I make sure they're both always updated. You can choose other options for sure. I was a very long time user of Norton Internet Security. I fully believe in that product. I endorse that product. It's a little heavy in terms of the resources it uses, but I have to tell you it's a great product. I'm only using Microsoft-based products at this time because they're fully cohesive in terms of integrating with Microsoft. Also, they're lighter. They don't take up as much power, and they're free. So you can see from this I'm using Microsoft Security Essentials, although in my article I talk about Windows Defender. These two programs are very much alike, and if you do a little investigation you can decide for yourself which you prefer. So I'm just going to close the Security panel and open the Maintenance panel. Currently there are no issues, as you've already seen, although I can check right away. I can start a maintenance check. You can see down here it just says Start Maintenance, and it will run maintenance check right now. Or I could check for solutions. Now there are currently no problems I'm aware of, and Microsoft routinely checks for solutions, but the kinds of problems that could be a driver problem, your screen's not rendering correctly, your mouse isn't working properly, your sound card might have some issues. Those are the kinds of things it checks automatically, but you can check on your own. You can also change the settings slightly. you can cause your computer to wake up, literally if it's powered on, wake up and do a check at a certain point. Okay, so those are security and maintenance, but before leaving those, I'm just going to close that panel and close this window. I also want to show you that I'm using Security Essentials. And you can see I started to type security into my start button. I'm just going to pop that up and let you have a look at it. It's fully up to date, and this is one of the key parts, and it's something I'll talk about for Windows Update as well. It's fully up to date. Okay? In fact, it recently updated, and I can just click on the Update tab, and you can see on May 21st, that is today actually, it did its recent update. So keep these definitions up to date, because new spyware, viruses, malware, ransomware is coming out every day. These things need to be up to date. And you can see I've got real-time protection, and it's watching out for me. So I use this instead of Windows Defender on this computer. On other computers, I use Windows Defender. There are other products, as mentioned, like McAfee, Norton, and a host of others, Kaspersky, and all these are great products too. You do have to pay for those products normally, although some of them have light or free versions. So we've talked a little bit about security and maintenance. Now I want to talk about Windows Update, so I'm just going to go ahead and click Start and start typing until I get to what I want to see. I can check for updates right now, or I can just go ahead and look at my settings as they are. So I'm going to do that and see where I'm at today. So my device is up to date. In fact, it last updated last night, this particular computer. That's a good thing. There are new updates coming along all the time. It might be wise if you think about an update as a way to keep your computer healthy. The updates contain all sorts of things. There's a long list as long as your arm, and you can check any of them online. For instance, there's security updates. Things aren't working in certain kinds of computers, they address that. New features occasionally come out. All sorts of things happen in the Windows Update. Okay? So I'm also getting updates for other products, although it may not say here, but I'm getting updates for Windows Office. I want to draw your attention to something down on the bottom, and this is not for everybody. Windows Insider program, you can see it down there. I'm a member of the Windows Insider program, which means I get early releases of Windows. That's good news and bad news. It depends how faint of heart you are. Sometimes they don't work out well, and you have to reset your computer back to the previous update, and you can do that. And in fact, if anything in a Windows update causes your computer to behave erratically or not behave as it was before, definitely if it's due to the update, you can roll the update back. And I talk about that in my article. You can also see some interesting stuff down here. And actually, I haven't seen this until today. So I haven't actually seen this until today. There's something called a Creators Update. It's been in the news over the past week to 10 days. You can certainly read about it if you like. All sorts of new features coming in that. I'm probably going to click the Yes, Show Me How button once I finish this video. So please do, if you want a detailed version of everything I've been talking about, have a look at my article. It's not a complete solution by far. There are other things you can do to keep your PC maintained, updated, healthy, and secure. And perhaps we'll chat about those at another time. So I'm Rob Neely, teacher at Seneca College and owner of wordsbydelphian.com. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And you know what? Feedback's extremely important to me. You might say, Rob, you missed this core point. That's a good thing. Let me know. I can always do another video on that. So thank you very much. If you need to reach me directly, it's rob@wordsbydelphian.com. Bye for now.